Welcome to Örvallen Field in Sundbyberg for the second semifinal match for the U15 baseball finals between a combination of Leksand and Rättvik versus Karlskoga. And we're underway. And strike one for Karlskoga. The Karlskoga starting pitcher Gustav Reinberg, a veteran of this Karlskoga team, been playing for a long time. And he throws very experienced pitcher, can throw really hard and very accurate. But the first batter makes contact for Leksand, Alex Burgess, and he flies out to deep left field. But it's a good play by the left fielder to stay under it. You can see on the field the sun is shining in, and it's very difficult for that left fielder and center fielder to look up into the sky and just make catches in the sun with the sun in their eyes. Up now for Leksand is Max Wadsten. Takes ball one. Leksand's going to have to be patient here with the Karlskoga pitcher Gustav Reinberg. Strike one, 1-1. Going to have to take their opportunities, take advantage of their opportunities when they get some, because there may not be too many today. Swing and a miss, strike two. Just a reminder, the winner of this game will move on to play in the finals championship match tonight at 7 p.m. on this field versus the Stockholm Monarchs, as that ball squirts away from the catcher. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. The previous game that just recently finished between Stockholm and Sundbyberg was very exciting, with Sundbyberg leading 9-4 until the last inning, and that's a foul tip. And in the very last inning, Stockholm scored 6 runs to come back and win the game 10-9. Sundbyberg will be playing for the third place match after this game at 4 p.m. against the loser of this game. And that pitch is high, 3-2. It's a good job here by Max Wadsten to stay alive and work the count in his favor, full count. Hoping to just get on base and get Leksand. And he does that exactly. Get Leksand some activity, something on the base paths here. It's going to be interesting to see Leksand's strategy here on the base paths, because we know Gustav Reinberg for Karlskoga, the pitcher, throws really hard. And the catcher also has a really good arm. So runner takes his lead, ball's fouled off. The count is 0-1. And it's Axel Frankvist up to bat, the third batter for Leksand. On deck is Arvid Wenström, who is the cleanup hitter. Pitches inside, 1-1. So far, it looks like the runner on first is taking his lead, but not necessarily running to steal the base. And that said, the shortstop and second baseman are playing straight up, so nobody's covering the bag, not expecting the runner to try and steal. And that ball is fouled off to the left. Count is 1-2 on Axel Frankvist. And fouled off again to the left-hand side. Really good job by Axel here to stay alive and fight off these pitches from Gustav Reinberg, who once again is throwing quite hard. And it's a good job by Axel to just make contact. And there's a ball hit to the third baseman, right at the third baseman, who makes the catch, but holds on to the ball and looks the runner back to first base. Good job. Once again, the third baseman and the left fielder fighting off the sun on any ball that's in the air, so good job. This brings up the cleanup hitter, Arvid Wenström, with the runner still on first base and 2 down. So this will be a good matchup. Arguably the best hitter for Leksand against the big Karlskoga pitcher. And that's outside. Ball 1. And he hits the ball to the right-hand side of the first baseman, who bobbles it, but picks it up and runs to the bag. And did not get there in time. It's called safe. So runners on first and second now for the next batter, the fifth batter for Leksand, Willie Lindberg. So here's a really good opportunity now for Leksand to see if they can put up the first run on the board against Karlskoga. Pitch is called a strike by the umpire. 0-1. And swing and a miss, strike. A quick 0-2 count on Willie Lindberg. And Gustav Reinberg just trying to make quick work of this, get that third out and get out of this inning unscathed. And the umpire calls that a ball, a bit high and away. So count is 1-2. It's a good eye by Willie. And that's strike 3. 3 outs here to start the game. And coming up, the bottom of the first, Karlskoga coming up to bat. Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning here between Leksand and Karlskoga, semifinal, second match. Starting pitcher for Leksand is Max Vadstien. And leading off for Karlskoga is their starting pitcher, Gustav Reinberg. And first pitch sails well over the head of the catcher. Ball 1. Max just needs to perhaps finish warming up a little bit. Second pitch also high. Ball 2, 2-0. And a big swing and a miss by Gustav Reinberg. Gustav here is just trying to help himself and his team out by getting on base. Ooh, ball a little bit inside, just misses Gustav. This is 3-1 count, and it's a hitter's count. So I think Gustav will have the green light to swing away here. And it's ball 4, well outside. So Guess is what Karlskoga wants, is to start the game with some runners on base. So runner on first, no outs. Here for Karlskoga, Alex Blad up to bat. Ball's outside for Max Wadstein. Max looks like he's struggling to find the plate a little bit here. It's important for him to try and just settle down as much as he can and throw the ball over the plate. You don't want to be walking runs in, and that ball is fouled off by Alex Blad. And the pitch, high and inside, ball 2, 2-1. It's a bit of a brisk, chilly day here despite the sun, so I think the players need to find a way to stay warm and keep their bodies in the game. And that pitch is high, ball 3, 3-1. Another hitter's count for Karlskoga. This is especially important for the pitcher. Despite the fact that he is throwing out there, in such cold weather, sometimes your hand gets cold and gets a bit numb. It's difficult to control the ball. And there's a strike by Max. So full count, 3-2. And Alex Blad will be swinging. And most likely Gustav Reinberg at first base is going to be running on the pitch. Just making sure it's not up in the air where you have to tag. And it's fouled off to the right. Out of play.
Full count.
Still a full count with nobody out. A little bit of a critical moment here in the beginning of the game for both teams. Leksand needs to get an out here and stop potential bleeding, whereas Karlskoga wants to gain and build this momentum. And that pitch is high. Ball 4. So that's 2 walks to start the game for Max Wadstein. Treading a little bit of a dangerous territory perhaps, and that brings up the number 3 batter, Emil Fagerlund. And you see the umpire calling for someone from Karlskoga to take the bat off the field. So Emil Fagerlund steps up to the plate. Runner on first and second, no out here in the bottom of the first. And the pitch comes in high yet again. 1 ball, no strikes. So Max Wadstein's going to have to make an adjustment here to get his pitches a little bit lower into the zone. Like that. But the batter hits it up the middle. This is going to score a run. Gustav Reinberg rounds third. The center fielder does a good job in keeping the ball in front of him and bringing it to second really quickly. So it's 1-0 Karlskoga with runners on first and second and nobody out. It's a good start to the game for them with Daniel Bux coming up to the plate. And Leksand finds themselves a little bit on their heels here in the bottom of the first inning. Still nobody out. And Daniel Bux, the big right-hander, certainly has enough power to really open this game. He takes a big swing, big cut, but fouls it off. Max Wadstein has to be a little bit careful here. And that pitch is high, 1-1. As we said, Karlskoga has a lot of returning players. They've built a great program with continuity. And that's a good pick play there by the catcher who didn't let that ball get by him. So Karlskoga's players have played for a while. They're well experienced and they are big and strong, so just have to be a little bit careful here, keep the ball in the park. There's a strike by Max. Count is 2-2. And a swing and a miss by Daniel Bux for the first out of the inning. And that's really good, exactly what Leksand needs right now, and same with Max Wadstein. Just to build a little bit of confidence, some momentum. You've given up a run, but that's all right. It's a long game, still the beginning of the game, and as long as you stop the bleeding here, it's no problems. Up now, Lucas Lindström for Karlskoga. And that's hit to the shortstop, right at the shortstop. He doesn't even move, makes the catch. And that's a big break for Leksand. 2 quick outs, still runners on first and second, but now 2 outs. Now, as long as they can get this 3rd out, coming up to the plate is Oscar Joelsson. And I think this is the ideal scenario here for Leksand, having a runner on first and second with nobody out a couple minutes ago to now having 2 outs. And there's a strike. Count is 1-1. Looks like Max Bloodstein is starting to find his groove a little bit, find that strike zone, which is exactly what Leksand wants and needs against Karlskoga. And a bit high. Ball 2, 2-1. You can see Karlskoga, a bit of a conservative strategy on the base paths, not stealing any bases. Good play by the catcher there to stop that ball from going to the backstop. But the count is 3-1, so it's a baddest count. Oscar Joelsson will probably have the green light to swing here. He does swing over the pitcher's head. Good play by the shortstop to catch it and step on the back for the 3rd out. Really good play by Leksand to limit the damage to just 1 run at the bottom of the 1st. Welcome back to the top of the 2nd inning at Örvallen Field, Sundbyberg, between Leksand and Karlskoga, semifinal 2nd match. Swing and a miss. Gustav Reinberg pitching for Karlskoga. William Bröms batting for Leksand. Just a reminder, Leksand's team also includes players from Rättvik. The Rättvik club just merged together for this season. And that's strike 2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Quick work there by Gustav Reinberg, the big, tall right-hander. Really powerful pitcher for Karlskoga. Coming up to bat for Leksand now is Emil Störnagel. Swing and a miss. I'd have to excuse my pronunciations here on some of these names. And that's a well hit ball over the shortstop's head. Good job there by Emil. And I really like that approach there to his at bat. He didn't try to do too much. Just put the bat on bat on the ball, really. Gustav Reinberg throws really hard for this age bracket. So you don't have to swing too hard, really, for the ball to go very far when the ball's being thrown that hard by the pitcher. Up to bat now is Liam Carlson with a runner on first base and one out. Starts him off with a ball, 1-0. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Let's see if Liam can do the same thing that Emil just did and just put the bat on the ball, make some contact. And did that, but fouls it back. Just to remind everyone, the part of the rules for the U15 playoffs is that every player on your team must have an at-bat, even though they may not be playing a defensive position in the field. So there's a ball outside. And the throw to first gets away from the first baseman, goes into right field, and Emil steals second base as a result of that error on the first baseman. So good heads-up play by the base runner there, putting himself in a scoring position. But as I was saying, you might see batting lineups that are longer than the traditional 9-man lineup. And there's a strike 3 call by the umpire. 2 down. 2 down here with a runner on second here in the top of the second. So yes, you might see a 10, 11, 12, 14 sometimes even player lineup here in the playoffs, because every player must have an at bat. So up now is Liam Carlson. Excuse me, Liam Skoglund is batting now. Liam Carlson just struck out. And that ball's outside. 2-0. And it's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Count is 2-1 on Liam. Runner on second base with 2 outs. Leksand just looking to put the ball in play here. And that's called a late strike by the umpire, but 2-2. And that's outside, just outside, called a ball by the umpire. So it's a full count to Liam Skoglund. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout by Gustav Reinberg. Strands a runner on second. And that's the end of the top of the second. Karlskoga leading 1-0. And just a reminder, you will see the Swish number for the Sundbyberg Heat Club up in between innings. And if you have the opportunity to donate some funds to the Swish number, and it will go to improving the broadcast capabilities of this channel so that we can provide a better viewing experience in the future. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning here at Örvallen Field, Sundbyberg. Karlskoga up to bat now. And that's a ball. 1-0. Max Wadsten pitching for Leksand and Milton Andersson batting for Karlskoga. That's a swing and a miss. 1-1. Karlskoga scored a run in the first inning. And a big swing and a miss. Strike 2. On deck is Gustav Reinberg for Karlskoga. And that is outside. Count is 2-2 on the batter. One of the important things we saw in the last game between Sundbyberg and Stockholm was defense. And that ball is bounced in the dirt. Ball 3, full count. It's very important for these young players to learn the situational awareness on the field and to play good defense. And that hit is hit very well to left field, but the left fielder camps under it and makes the play a good play against the sun. The sun now shining right in his eyes, but he's able to make that catch. That was a very well hit ball there by Milton. And that brings Gustav Reinberg up to bat. And that play by the left fielder is just a good example of good defense wins you ball games, or at least puts your team in a good position to be competitive. Ball, 2-0 on the batter. 1 out. It's going to be important for Leksand to play good defense today, especially since Max Wadsten looks to be struggling again this inning to get the ball over the plate. Count is 3-0 on the batter. And umpire calls that a strike, 3-1. Just a reminder that the run that Karlskoga scored the last inning was the result of a walk given up by Wadsten early in the game to the first batter, and he walks a batter again. So there's runner on first now for Molly Flamstrom. And the ball's bounced in the dirt. Starts off count 1-0. Ooh, pitch is just over the head of Molly. Count 2-0 with the runner on first, 1 out. Molly is the first of a few girls coming up to bat here for Karlskoga, so it's really nice to see the co-ed approach that Karlskoga takes. That's a strike, swing and a miss, 2-1. And that's inside. Ball 3-1. It's a hitter's count. I think Molly Flamstrom will have the green light to swing at any pitch she likes right now. And that's bouncing the dirt and gets by the catcher. So Molly will go to first and the runner advances to second. Coming up to bat now, Wilhelma Lindgren. There's a William Lindgren. Excuse the misspelling here. So runners on first and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Karlskoga threatening again to put some runs on the board. And that's called a strike by the umpire. Catches the outside corner, count 1-1. Max Wadsten really needs to buckle down here and focus, try and get his pitches over the strike zone and not walk any more batters. And that's high. Ball 2, 2-1. William Lindgren up to bat. On deck is Smilla Nyström. She's the last batter of this lineup before it turns over once again to Gustav Reinberg. So that's 3-1 now, the count on William. And it's called a strike by the umpire, full count. And that's ball 4. Base is loaded now with 1 out for Karlskoga. Another good opportunity for them to put some runs on the board. And it's Smilla Nyström batting. Ball is high, gets by the catcher, but according to the under 15 baseball rules, the base runner cannot steal home, so there's no movement on the base paths. Still base is loaded. It's a good opportunity here for Smilla, the last batter in this Karlskoga lineup, to try and help her team put some points on the board. And she swings but fouls it back. Count is 1-1. And that pitch is high, 2-1. And a swing and a miss. Count is 2-2. I think if you're Max Wadsten and Leksand here, you want to get this batter. That was a close pitch, but the umpire calls it a ball, so it's a full count. You really want to get this batter. You don't want to walk a run in with the top of the lineup for Karlskoga coming up. And that is a ball. Ball 4, so Max Wadsten walks in a run, which means that it was the pitch limit now, so they will end the bottom of the second and continue the bottom of the third with the bases loaded and no outs. So 2-0 Karlskoga heading into the top of the third. Welcome back to the top of the third inning. Gustav Reinberg still pitching for Karlskoga. Probably going to pitch most of the game, if not all the game. He's doing quite well so far. And starts off the batter with a strike, 0-1. Now we'll see Oliver Trygg up to bat for Leksand. And that's a ball, 1-1. So following Oliver Trygg will be Jolene Hedenberg on deck. Swing and a miss, strike two. Count is 1-2. And in the hole, number 3 batter this inning will be Noel Leander. And swing and a miss, third strike. It's 1 out. Here in the top of the 3rd inning, Jolene Hedenberg comes up to bat. And that's a swing. Count is 0-2. A quick 0-2 count on Jolene Hedenberg. And swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Quick 2 outs here for Karlskoga and Gustav Reinberg. Oh, excuse me. It's not 2 outs. It's 1-2. Bit of confusion there from the umpire. That's the 3rd strike. So now it's 2 outs. Coming up to bat is Noel Leander. So this is the bottom of the Leksand lineup. Noel is the final batter. And on deck is Alex Berges, the first batter of the game for Leksand. So I think Gustav and Karlskoga will want to make quick work of this batter. But it's 0-1. That's high. 1-1. And fouls it off into the ground, into the dirt. Count is 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Karlskoga leading 2-0 on this sunny but chilly day here in Sundbyberg. And that's in the dirt. Count is 2-2 now on the batter. And that's high, ball 3, full count. Here for Noel Leander. Done a good job to work the count into his favor. And he fouls it off to the right-hand side. Good job to keep going and stay alive. A bit late on that swing, but it's hard to fault him there with how hard Gustav Reinberg is throwing. And that's a good hit down to the right-hand side. Second baseman scoops it up, tosses it to first for the 3rd out, but a good job to at least put the ball in play. And that's the end of the top of the 3rd inning with Karlskoga leading 2-0. Welcome back to the bottom of the third inning here in Sundbyberg. There's a new pitcher on the mound for Leksand, Arvid Wenström. Looks like it's Max Wenström's brother, perhaps. Count is 1-1 on Gustav Reinberg at bat for Karlskoga. So Max started the game, but we had a little bit of control issues. So I think Leksand decided to put Arvid Wenström in there and try and settle down this Leksand defense and limit any more runs that Karlskoga may score, hopefully. But ball in the dirt, 3-1 on Gustav Reinberg. Still a close game here in the third inning. Not even halfway done, so there is time. There is a lot of time for Leksand to score some runs. It's a foul ball. Count is 3-2, full count. Karlskoga trying to keep that train moving, momentum. And just a reminder, they have the bases loaded right now. Oh, and that pitch hits the batter, hits him on the elbow guard, so that's why it sounded a little bit hard. But it walks in a run for Karlskoga, making it 3-0. So just a reminder, the bases are loaded to start the inning because in the previous inning, Leksand and Max Wenström exceeded their pitch count of 25 pitches for an inning, and once that occurs, you must automatically end the inning and continue next inning with whatever base runners you have. So it almost sounds a little bit unfair, but the rules are in place to save try and save the arms of the young pitchers and not allow them to throw so many pitches, so they won't hurt themselves. Up bat now is Axel Blad. Took a ball there, so it counts as 1-0. So that's the reason why, because Karlskoga ended that last inning with the bases loaded, they restart this inning with the bases loaded automatically with 0 outs. So it's 3-0 Karlskoga, bases loaded, no outs. Alex Blad at the plate. Just a really good opportunity for Karlskoga to just blow this game open here early on in the game. And that ball sails over the head of the batter and catcher, so it's 2-0. Looks like Arvid Wenström is also battling a little bit of control issues here. And that's hit by Alex Blad, and it splits the outfield in between right field and center field. You're going to get at least 2 runs in to score, and they hold up the runner at third. So there's runners now on second and third after that double by Alex Blad. 2 more runs makes it 5-0 Karlskoga, still with 0 outs. And now Emil Fagerlund up to the plate. So just a really unfortunate set of circumstances here for Leksand Rättvik that has led to them being in a very vulnerable position to start the inning and giving up some runs now. And that's hit to the right-hand side. The second baseman scoops it up, throws to first. Just in time to get the out, but the runner scores from third, and the runner from second advances to third. So you could see it as a sacrifice hit. And it is now 6-0 Karlskoga, with a runner still on third base. And 1 out, with Daniel Bux up to bat. Pitches inside, backs off Daniel Bux, 1-0. Pitch number 2 bounces in the dirt. That's ball 2, 2-0. So despite the attempt by Leksand Rättvik there to try and limit the damage by changing pitchers, it didn't really work. 6-0 Karlskoga. Looking to add more here. And that ball's bouncing the dirt again. That's 4 balls. Runner on first and third. Runners on first and third with one out. And Lukas Lindström, the new batter. Pitch comes in, it's a strike. Well, as we said before, there's still a lot of time left in this game, but Leksand needs to limit these runs and start scoring some of their own. And a runner, Daniel Books, tried to steal second base, but the umpire rules that he actually stepped off the bag too early before the pitch was on its way, so they sent him back to first base. And he's running for second again, and that ball gets past the catcher, so the catcher doesn't have an opportunity to throw him out or to make that throwing attempt. So runners on second and third, one out for Lukas Lindström at the plate. And he puts the ball in play to the right side. It gets by the second baseman, and it's going to score one run. They're waving Daniel Books around, and it will score 2 runs now for Karlskoga. Now 8-0 with Lukas Lindström on first base with that single. That's 2 RBIs for Lukas. Runner on first, one out here in the bottom of the third inning with 8-0 Karlskoga. And Oskar Joelsson up to bat now. Just a reminder on the rules here for the U15 baseball. As that pitch comes in ball, 1-0. There is a mercy rule in effect, we believe. That is 10 runs. And that pitch is inside. Runner trying to steal second, and he makes it there ahead of the tag, called safe. Runner now on second base. One out. Oskar Joelsson trying to keep the ball in play now, trying to get some more runs here for Karlskoga. And that's fouled off to the right. 2-1. So from what we understand of the mercy rule, it's 10-run differential, but the home team in this, I believe the opposite team, the losing side, gets one opportunity to go to bat and score some runs to reduce that. And if it remains a 10-run differential, then I believe the game is called in favor of the winning team. And that's a swing and a miss. Full count now for Oskar Joelsson with a runner on second base. Arvid Wenström has certainly done his best to come in and stem the tide, but it has not been enough. That ball is hit to the first baseman, who scoops it up and steps on first for the second out. But the runner advances to third base. And that's the 25th pitch of the inning. So once again, they will switch sides and continue the next inning in the same manner. So it is 8-0 Karlskoga heading into the top of the fourth. Welcome back to the top of the fourth inning here at Örvallen Field in Sundbyberg. Beautiful sunny day, but cold day here for baseball. Regardless, two teams are playing right now in the second semifinal match, Karlskoga versus Leksand. You'll see on the board if you're just joining us, it's 8-0 Karlskoga. And that first pitch thrown by Gustav Reinberg was a ball, 1-0. To the batter, Alex Börjes. Here we have the top of the lineup for Leksand Rättvik. And Leksand Rättvik is a combination of the two clubs to make one U15 club. And that's 2-0. Oh, that's a big hit by Alex Börjes right at the second baseman, who scoops it up, throws to first, and in time to get him. That was a great play by the second baseman there. That was a very well hit ball, but patiently took his time and threw him out. Close call there for the umpire. And Max Wadstien comes to the plate now. He was the pitcher to start the game for Leksand Rättvik. So Leksand Rättvik really needs to get some base runners and try and get on the board here to limit and reduce this lead. It looks like there's going to be a pitching change here for Karlskoga. Potentially, with such a big lead, maybe they're thinking of saving Gustav Reinberg's arm for future games. And the new pitcher is number 64, Oscar Joelsson. And we will come back to you once the warm-ups have finished and we're back live. And we're back here, top of the fourth. Max Wadstien up to the plate for Leksand. He started the game. Had a bit of control issues, had some walks, ended up with the bases loaded, and unfortunately Karlskoga responded with the big inning, last inning, 6 runs. So it is now 8-0 Karlskoga. And as we said before the break, Leksand needs to get some base runners and score some runs here to reduce this deficit. Count is 2-0 for the new pitcher Oscar Joelsson. And 3-0. Now we suspect that this change was done by Karlskoga in an effort to save Gustav Reinberg and his arm, potentially to start the next game, which would be the championship game for Karlskoga if they continue on like this to win the game. And Max Wadstien takes 4 balls. So runner on first for Leksand. This is what you want. We'll see if this move pays off for Karlskoga, this pitching change. And Axel Frankvist comes up to bat now, looking to continue this lineup. Takes a swing, hits to the right-hand side to the second baseman, scoops it up, throws to first to get the easy out at first, but the runner advances to second base. So finally see some activity now with the Leksand bats. Move the runner up to second, but 2 outs now for Arvid Renström, currently pitching for Leksand. Gave up a few runs last inning. So runner on second, 2 outs. Starts him off with a 1-0 count. I think Arvid's gonna have the green light to swing at any pitch he wants or likes, and that's 2-0. Might be smart actually for these Leksand batters to be patient and let Oskar Joelsen continue to walk them and get a lot of base runners here, because it looks like Oskar Joelsen is struggling to pitch the ball over the plate right now. And there's a strike. Count is 2-1. And that's a hit up the middle for Arvid Wenström. That's going to score the first run around third base, but the throw's not going to come in at all to home. So it will score the first run for Leksand, 8-1. And the runner remains at first base. So Wille Lindberg comes up to bat now for Leksand. The score is now 8-1. Runner on first, still 2 outs. Now let's see if Leksand can keep this going. Keep moving the runners up, get more runners on base. And that ball's low in the dirt, ball 1. And that's high, ball 2, 2-0. Catcher throws the ball to first, trying to catch the runner napping, but not going to work. Pitch is high, 3-0. And I think it's a smart at bat here for Wille, just to make your Oskar Joelsen throw strikes, and if not, well, he's going to walk him. And that pitch is called a ball. There it is, 4 balls. Runners now on first and second for William Brums up to bat. And I think this could be the new strategy for Leksand, is just to allow Oskar Joelsen to continue to throw balls if he's going to do that. There's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. And that ball's high. 1-1. And William hits it to the left-hand side to the short side, who picks it up and throws to first, and that's a great play. Little bit of a quick throw there because it was late, but he got the runner. And good job, 8-1 Karlskoga after the top of the 4th. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Örvallen Field in Sundbyberg. Karlskoga leading Leksand 8-1 in this second semifinal matchup of the U15 Championships. First pitch by Arvid Wenström is a ball, 1-0. A reminder that the winner of this match will play Stockholm tonight in the finals at 7 p.m. on this field. And the loser of this game will play Sundbyberg in the next game at 4 p.m. again on this field. And you can tune in to watch these matches on this same channel. Ooh, pitches inside. Ball 2. 2-1 is the count. Just a bit of a recap. Karlskoga leading 8-1 after a big run, a big inning in the third. Where they started with the bases loaded due to the pitch count rules. That's a strike, 2-2. Because the pitches are limited to 25 pitches for safety and health reasons, if that number is reached, then you restart the next inning with the same amount of base runners. So basically, the last inning, bottom of the third, Karlskoga started the inning with bases loaded and pretty much the heart of their lineup up to bat, and they had a big inning scoring 6 runs. And there's a strikeout for Arvid Wenström. First out of the inning, and similarly, because they ended the last inning with a runner on third base and reached the pitch count limit again, they start this inning, as you can see, with a runner on third base, and now 1 out after that strikeout. Up to bat now Gustav Reinberg for Karlskoga, and he swings at a pitch outside, so that's 0-1. So Arvid Wenström looks like he's starting off a little bit more focused and accurate this inning. That's a hit by Gustav right past the second baseman, so the runner from third base will score on that single by Gustav, but Gustav's rounding first, goes to second, and another misplay, and Gustav is heading to third base. Now he's caught in between second and third on a rundown, and they're going to tag him out. Not quite sure what happened there on the base paths. Gustav perhaps got a little confused, thought he could make it. He actually did make it to second base, so the confusion came from Leksand. Yeah, that's U15 baseball. But the score is now 9-1 for Karlskoga, so padding to their lead with 1 out here, or 2 outs, excuse me, after that rundown. And now up to bat is Molly Flamstrom. Starts off with a strike. And that's a ball. 1-1. Oh, and that ball hits Molly. And she's okay. Runs to first base. And that's one of the unwritten rules of baseball, at least Major League Baseball, that you don't show pain if it hits you. But having been hit by a few baseballs in my day, it does hurt. So, up to bat now William Lindgren with Molly Flamstrom on first base. That ball gets away from the catcher, and Molly Flamstrom tries to take second, and she does. Makes it to second base on the error by the catcher. Karlskoga now runner on second base with 2 outs, and William Lindgren up to bat, looking to put that ball in play, maybe get a hit and some more runs for Karlskoga. We remind you, the Mercy 10-run rule is in effect. That ball is outside, 2-0. So if Karlskoga does score some more runs, and they end up with more than a 10-run deficit, the game could be called early. And that ball's bounced in the dirt, 3-0. And that's ball 4. So William Lindgren walks to first. The runner's on first and second now for Smilla Nyström, the last batter here of the Karlskoga lineup. actually. No. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
Umpires cleaning up home plate so that the pitcher can see where he's throwing a little bit better. Smila Nidstrom at the plate. Takes a ball inside, looking to keep it going. Scored some more runs for Karlskoga, who's taking a commanding lead in this game. And that's ball 2. 2-0. Looks like Arvid Winstrom's really struggling to throw strikes here. And that is 3-0. It is a windy, cold day out there despite the sun, so it's difficult for the pitchers to keep their hands warm and keep control of the ball. And there it is, ball in the dirt. I believe he's thrown 8 or 9 straight balls. And now it's bases loaded again for Karlskoga, with Gustav Reinberg up to bat, the big left-hander, the starting pitcher for Karlskoga. And now with the opportunity to really blow this game wide open. And ball in the dirt, ball 1. Big swing there. Swings through it. Count as 1-1. And that's in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. Reminder that the runner cannot steal home, so the runners do not advance. Still bases loaded. If Gustav is able to get a hit here into the outfield, potentially scoring 2 more runs, we'll have to see what the umpires call on the field, whether they do enforce the mercy rule or continue to let them play. And that ball is a strike. 2-2 on the batter. Arvid Winström really looking here to hopefully strike out or get Gustav out and get his team up to the plate. But that ball is bounced in the dirt. 3-2. Full count here with 2 outs. The runners will be moving no matter what. Gustav puts it in play, but it's a foul ball. And it's a swing and a miss. Steps on the plate, the catcher. And that's the end of the inning, limiting the runs. Good job by Leksand there to end the bottom of the 4th, with Karlskoga leading 9-1. Welcome back to Örvallen Field here in Sundbyberg, top of the 5th inning. Karlskoga leading 9-1. Oskar Joelsson still on the mound for Karlskoga, and Emil Støyernagel batting for Leksand Rättvik. Big deficit here for Leksand Rättvik. So all they need are base runners. Just get things going. And Oskar Joelsson starts off with a ball, 1-0. Oskar's struggled a little bit last inning with his control. We'll see if Leksand Rättvik takes advantage of that this inning as well. And that's a swing and a miss by Emil. Inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Last inning, Karlskoga stranded the bases loaded, potentially had the game-winning scenario, but Leksand was able to get that strikeout, step on the plate, force out to end the inning, give them another chance here to score some more runs and keep this game alive. And that's ball 4. So Emil Støyernagel has the ideal start for Leksand Rättvik here, gets on base. So runner on first with no out to start the inning. And Liam Carlson up to the plate. Now we're going to see if they actually send Emil running to second, because Daniel Bug, the catcher for Karlskoga, has a really good arm and they don't. So that pitch comes in and that's a strike for the batter, 0-1. And the runner on first stays there, I think smartly, not deciding not to run into an out. And still takes his lead, but the pitch comes in inside, 1-1. I think it would be a really good idea here for Leksand Rättvik to make Oskar Joelsson throw strikes, otherwise he's just going to keep on walking them. And that pitch is high, also a ball, 2-1. See, Liam began to offer at that pitch, but checked it in time. And that pitch is way outside, gets by the catcher, and Emil Støyernagel is going to steal second without a problem. So it's a good job, good heads-up play by the base runner to take advantage of that, put himself in scoring position. And Liam Carlson again smartly just allows Oskar Joelsson to keep throwing him balls. Now it's a 3-1 count. And that pitch is inside, high and inside, ball 4. So Liam Carlson now walks, and his runners on first and second, no out for Leksand Rättvik. And you see, here comes the Karlskoga coach to talk to his pitcher and potentially make a pitching change. I'm sure tells Oskar Joelsson, job well done, held us for an inning or so, and now they're bringing in the second baseman, and we'll see just now who that is. But I think that's probably a smart strategic move here by Karlskoga. They saved their starting pitcher Gustav Reinberg, either to start or relieve the next game if they make it to the next game, or the championship game, that is. And they're saving their pitchers. So once the pitcher warms up, we'll come back once the players back up. Welcome back here. Continuing the top of the fifth inning. New pitcher for Karlskoga, Axel Blad. First pitch to Liam Skoglund is a strike. It looked like it was a bit high, but Liam swung through that. Now, with the new pitcher, again, whether or not Leksand Rättvik are, that's a swing and a miss, 0-2. Whether Leksand Rättvik have this strategy or not, they should be allowing the pitcher to continue to just throw balls. And there's a swing and a miss for the first out of the inning. So Axel Blad comes in and looks like he's throwing strikes and gets the first strikeout. Now up to bat is Oliver Trig. Called a strike by the umpire there. So it's a good move by Karlskoga coaches to bring in Axel Blad. And that's inside. Moves the batter a little bit, but 1-1. Good move by the Karlskoga coaches just to bring in the new pitcher and tell him, hey, just throw strikes. Don't worry about any more runs scoring. Defense will get you. That's a swing and a miss there by Oliver Trig. And that ball's bouncing the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and just the runner from second base will advance to third. The runner on first stays on first base. Perhaps was not paying attention to that play. All the more, but that still keeps the double play possibilities open now that the runner did not advance from first to second. So we'll see how they. Wow, Oliver Trig hits that foul ball right to the left-hand side into the Karlskoga dugout. Count is 2-2 now on the batter. Potentially dangerous situation there. And that's ball 3. And ball 4. So Axel Blad walks Oliver Trig, loading the bases up for Jolene Hedenberg. And the umpire talking to the pitcher now, telling the pitcher that he needs to set and not stop his movement forward when he's pitching. Otherwise, he will probably potentially call a balk. And that pitch is high. Ball 1 on Jolene Hedenberg. It's a good opportunity here for Leksand to try and get some runs on the board. And Jolene swings at a high pitch. Strike 1, 1-1. And that pitch is high again. Count is 2-1 on Jolene. Axel Blad came in throwing strikes to the first batter, but then perhaps lost a little bit of control. Wants to get back just to throw strikes here to Jolene. And the pitch is high and inside. Ball 3, count is 3-1. And that's a strike. Full count to Jolene Hedenberg. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the top of the 5th for Leksand Rättvik, with Noel Leander on deck. And that is a strike. A timely strikeout for Axel Blad. 2 out now with the bases loaded. And that brings up Noel Leander, desperately trying to get something going here for Leksand Rättvik, get some runs on the board. First pitch bounced in the dirt, but because the runner can't steal home, there's no worries there. And swing and a miss by Noel, and he lets go of the bat. A little bit dangerous there. Count is 1-1 on the batter.
Men när vi mötte Malmö, de blev...
And the pitch comes in high, count is 2-1.
Han fick ju hjärnskakning. Fick han det? Jaha. Då kanske man går in till
And the ball's put in play there to the third baseman who bobbles it, picks it up, does not have a play. Good play by Noel Leander there to get something going. Bases remain loaded, a run scores, so it's 9-2 Karlskoga. So Leksand Rättvik starting to get some activity going with the bats, and now we get to the top of the lineup for Alex Börjes, who's hit the ball really well today. Unfortunately hasn't been rewarded. There's been some good defense made in the field by Karlskoga, but Alex is looking to hit that ball hard and potentially score a lot more runs for Leksand Rättvik here. Count is 1-0. Here's the pitch, and fouls it back. 1-1. And that pitch comes in outside. Count is 2-1 now to Alex Börjes. There's also a pitch limit here in this inning. And that ball's outside again. Count is 3-1.
That's better.
And that ball is high. Ball 4. So Axel Blad walks in another run. 9-3 Karlskoga. And because that was the last batter of the inning, Leksand Rättvik will start their next batting inning with the bases loaded and no outs. So we come back to you at the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to Örvallen Field here in Sundbyberg. Karlskoga leading 9-3 Leksand Rättvik in the second semifinal match this afternoon for the U15 Baseball Sweden Championships. Up to bat Axel Blad. Ooh, pitch comes inside and hits him. Arvid Benström, the pitcher for Leksand Rättvik. Not a good start. Leksand Rättvik finished their last half inning, with the bases loaded, and they'll continue the next half inning. So they have momentum now, but you don't want to start putting runners on base and give Karlskoga more opportunity to score runs. Emil Fagerlund up to bat now with the runner on first, Axel Blood. They're not holding him to first base, so he could run if he wants. But perhaps with a 6-run lead, you don't want to be running into outs. So first pitch was a ball, count is 1-0. Ball in the dirt, 2-0. It's been a bit of a struggle for the Leksand Rättvik pitchers today, not being able to find the strike zone too much. And I think that's reflected in the score. And that's 3-0 count on the batter. And ball in the dirt again. And that's 2 walks to start the inning. Runners on first and second. And that just shows how quickly momentum can kind of die off in baseball now. But still an opportunity for Leksand Rättvik to try and limit some of this damage. Otherwise, Daniel Books up to the plate for Karlskoga can really open up this game even more. Big, strong batter here. And starts the inning at 1-0. Sorry, the count 1-0. Inside, gets away from the catcher, and the runners will advance to second and third. So that takes away the opportunity for a double play and puts both runners in scoring position. And Karlskoga is just looking to add to their lead now. And Daniel Books laces this pitch well out to right center field over the head of the center fielder. And that is a 3-run home run. Now it's Karlskoga 12, Leksand Rättvik 3. And you know, what else can we say? Big, strong lad, dangerous hitter. When you put 2 runners on, you know, these things can come back to haunt you. So, and it just did for Leksand Rättvik, unfortunately. And still no outs. Now, all that work that Leksand did in the last couple of innings to try and scratch some runs, just completely undone there. So Lukas Lindström now at the plate, 12-3. And we remind the viewers that potentially the Mercy 10-run rule is in effect here. Ball 2-0. Ball in the dirt, 3-0. Look, it's been a very competitive game. Both teams have really done a good job, especially their lineups, to try and just get some runners on base. It's just, unfortunately, I think the difference has pretty much been the inability of Leksand Rättvik pitchers to throw strikes. And there's a strike by Arvid Wenström. Count is now 3-1 to Lukas Lindström. Still no outs. Base is empty. But that inability to throw strikes led to a lot of walks, and those walks came around to score. There's strike number 2, full count on Lukas Lindström. If you were able to take away most of those walks, this score would be much closer. And there's a ball 4. That's the 3rd walk of the inning. Runner on first again, with Oskar Joelsson coming up to the bat plate. Bottom of the 5th inning here. And that is a ball. But the runner, Lukas Lidström, steals second base.
On the ball.
So Lidström is potentially that game-winning run. And that ball is hit to the pitcher, a comebacker, scoops it up, throws to first for the out. Very nice defensive play by the pitcher to save a run. But that advances the runner to third base with Milton Anderson coming up to the plate. Milton Anderson has swung the bat pretty well today. And we will have to see what the umpires rule, but if he gets the runner to score here, potentially could be the end of the game. And that's a strike.
Right. Yeah.
And that's a strike. Strike two. And that's strike three. Good job by Arvin Wenström to strike out Milton Anderson. On deck and coming up to the plate now is Gustav Reinberg. That's the first out of the inning. Oh, excuse me, second out of the inning. So Leksand and Rättvik once again looking to get that third out and stay alive and just play a couple more innings. And that ball is fouled right back. And the ball is put in play by Gustav to the second baseman who scoops it up, throws to first, and gets the out. And Leksand Rättvik get out of the inning. And another opportunity for them to score some more runs and hopefully make this game a lot closer, because it's 12-3 for Karlskoga heading to the top of the sixth. Welcome back to the top of the sixth inning here at Örvallen Field in Sundbyberg. Karlskoga leading 12-3. There's a new pitcher on the mound. Emil Fagerlund, pitching for Karlskoga. And batting is Max Wadstien for Leksand Rättvik. Count is 0-1. And that's low, ball 1, so 1-1. And because the last inning ended on a 25 pitch limit, Leksand Rättvik starts the inning with the bases loaded and no outs. So this is a good opportunity for them to score some more runs, come back in the game, but that's a swing and a miss. Count is 1-2 on the batter, Max Wadstien. And this is why Karlskoga put in your fourth pitcher of the game in Emil Fagerlund. Emil is a very good pitcher and is throwing strikes, throwing very accurately here, and that's exactly what you want in order to limit the damage done to the team. But the count is 2-1. And it's put in play there by Max to the shortstop, who goes to second for 1, over to first, but it's not in time. Gets by the first baseman, so Max Wadstien will end up in second and in the process score the 2 runs from the second and third base runners. So Leksand Rättvik scoring 2 more runs, making it 12-5, taking advantage of that bases loaded start, and now with a runner on second base. And 1 out. So a good job by Max Wadstien to not just put the ball in play, but run quickly and avoid the double play. Up to bat now is Axel Frankvist. So Karlskoga up 12-5 now. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 1. So Leksand Rättvik just wants to continue to get base runners to try and scrape together a few more runs here in the second last inning. And that ball is hit, fouled off to the left-hand side. Remind you that the winner of this game goes on to play the Stockholm Monarchs in the championship game at 7 p.m. tonight. And that ball is also fouled off to the left-hand side. And that game will be streamed here, as well as the loser of this match will play the Sundbyberg Heat in the bronze medal match at 4 p.m. right after this game. And that will also be streamed on this channel. And that ball's outside. So count is 1-2 on the batter Axel Frankvist with 1 out and a runner on second base. Ball in the dirt, 2-2. Just a reminder to the viewers watching us, in between innings we put up a Swish number for the Sundbyberg Heat live stream account, and that's high ball 3, full count on Axel Frankvist. And the purpose for that is to, if viewers have the opportunity to donate some money to the account, it will go towards improving the broadcast and streaming services that we do provide. And that ball swung and put in play to the right in front of the pitcher, who throws to first for the out, the second out of the inning, advancing the runner from second to third. And now coming up to the plate is Arvid Wenström. Arvid Wenström is the pitcher, current pitcher, relief pitcher for Leksand Rättvik. And hoping to help his own cause, get a base hit, get another run, continue, keep the train rolling along. And that ball comes in, that's a strike. Emil Fagerlund starts him off, 0-1. So as I mentioned, any donations that are made to the Swish number in the Sundbyberg Heat account will go to help the streaming services, buying new equipment, etc. And swing and a miss, 0-2. And we do stream. It is the Sundbyberg Heat streaming channel, so mainly Sundbyberg Heat games, but when it comes to the playoffs, we do stream all the games as you're seeing now. And that ball's put in play there. Good hit by Arvid Wenström. The shortstop bobbles it, throws to first, but not in time. Arvid Wenström legs it out. A bit of a bobble there by the shortstop. Also scores a run, making it 12-6. So Leksand putting up some runs now. Unfortunately, the issue for Leksand Rättvik has been keeping the runs off the board. But now up to the plate is Gustav Reinberg. And the ball comes in high, 1-0. There's a strike, count 1-1. Despite all the defensive mistakes and the walks that have been done by Leksand, you see that they're scoring 6 runs. They're still in this game, in this match. Unfortunately, it just shows how important defense and consistent pitching is, even in the younger leagues. And that's a swing and a miss, 1-2. Generally, younger players have no problem hitting the ball, scoring runs. It's just preventing the runs, really, that will win you or lose you the ball games. And that's low. Count is 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on first base. Karlskoga leading 12-6 at the top of the 6th inning. And that's high. All 3. Full count to Gustav Reinberg. And strike 3. And that's the end of the inning. Leksand Rättvik scratches together a few runs, making it 12-6 for Karlskoga, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to Örvallen field here in Sundbyberg. We have a new pitcher for Leksand Rättvik, Liam Karlsson. And Molly Flamstrom up to bat for Karlskoga. And Molly hits it to the third baseman, who scoops it up, throws to first, but not in time. It's a good play by the first baseman there to stop the ball from getting beyond him and potentially having Molly round to second base. Keeps her at first. A good piece of hitting there by Molly. Up to bat now, William Lindgren. So Liam Karlsson looking to throw some strikes. And the ball again put in play. But called a foul ball. And that was ruled a foul ball by the umpire. So everyone goes back.
Foul.
So count is 0-1 on William Lindgren. And Molly on first base looking to run. And the ball is put in play again, but it's fouled off to the left. Count is 0-2. Here comes the pitch by Liam Carlson. And that's put in play by William and gets over the head of the second baseman scoops it up, throws to first in time to get him out at first base. But Molly ends up on second base. So the runner advances and they get the force out at first base. Fielder's choice, excuse me. Up to bat now. Smila Nyström for Karlskoga. Over her head, ball 1. Runner on second base is Molly for Karlskoga. Karlskoga looking to add to their lead a little bit, heading into the final inning. And that's a swing and a miss by Smila. 1-1. And the pitch inside, ball 2, 2-1. And that's fouled back.
Foul.
2-2. Here's the pitch. And that's outside. Full count, 3-2 for Smila Nyström with the runner on second base. And 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ball over her head again, ball 4. So Smila draws a walk. And they will now have runners on first and second with Gustav Reinberg, the top of the Karlskoga lineup, up to bat now. So once again, like it's been in every inning pretty much so far, Leksand Rättvik just continues to walk batters and put them on base. That's a big swing by Gustav Reinberg. Strike 1, 0-1. And so far, Karlskoga has been able to make them pay for putting runners on base. And that ball's outside, 1-1. And that's called a ball. Low pitch by the umpire. Count is 2-1. Here comes the pitch. Outside, 3-1. So once again, Liam Carlson not able to throw strikes, putting batters on, giving Karlskoga more opportunities to score some runs, and that's behind Gustav Reinberg, and he walks. Now bases loaded for Karlskoga here in the bottom of the 6th inning, with Axel Blad coming up, looking to score some more runs for Karlskoga. Now, because there's a runner on first base, there's a potential for Leksand Rättvik to score, turn a double play, but it's very difficult to do so with some of these players are very fast. Here's the pitch. Comes in a little bit inside. Ball 1, 1-0. And that pitch is high, swung at by Axel Blad. 1-1. That pitch is low outside. Call the ball 2-1 to the batter. And that pitch was well outside, but Alex Blood offered at it. Strike 2, 2-2. Axel Blood looking to get a hit, score some more runs for his team, and he puts it in play. Unfortunately, it's fouled off to the left. Count is 2-2 with 1 out, bases loaded here. The pitch is well up and outside, so that is 3-2. A full count to Axel Blood. Now the runners are going to be moving no matter what. Unless it's popped up, of course. You have to tag back to their bases. And that's put in play by Axel Blood, and that's a base hit to right field. The right fielder has it, throws in, and Karlskoga will play it conservatively, not wanting to run into any outs. So that would makes it 13-6 for Karlskoga on that single to right field, and RBI for Axel Blood. Still bases loaded, still 1 out. And now Emil Fagerlund coming up to the plate for Karlskoga. Here's the pitch. And that's called a high ball. 1-0 to Emil. This is the heart of the Karlskoga lineup now. You don't want to make mistakes here. We've seen previously Daniel Books, who's on deck, hit the ball a long way for a home run. Emil Fagerlund pops it up to the infield. The center fielder calls for it, and he misses it. Sorry, not to the infield, the outfield. Misses that catch, but only 1 run will come in on that error. Looks like the sun was in his eye. Couldn't really see where it was, unfortunately. But this is what we've been saying, how difficult it is when the sun is way up in the sky like this. You see the shadows, it's right in the eyes of the outfielders. But that makes it 14-6 for Karlskoga. And Daniel Books, who hit a home run in his previous at-bat, up to the plate now, looking to do some more damage. Daniel certainly would love to hit a grand slam here as well, top up his day. And that's a big hit to right field. But it's popped up to the right fielder and just out of play. Foul ball. Right fielder couldn't quite get there in time to make the out, but no damage done. And that's a ball. Count is 1-1 on Daniel Books. 1 out, bases loaded for Karlskoga here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that's a strike. Count is 1-2 now. Good job by Liam Carlson. Just a reminder, the winner of this game will play the Stockholm Monarchs tonight at 7 p.m. Will be streamed live here on this channel. And that ball is well inside. Count is 2-2. And the team that loses this game will immediately play again at 4 p.m. against the Sundbyberg Heat for the 3rd place bronze medal match. And that pitch is a strike 3. Daniel Books strikes out. Really good job there by Liam Carlson to get the big batter out. And that was the 25th pitch of the game, of the inning. So the inning ends with the bases loaded. If there is another inning, then Karlskoga will begin the next inning with the bases loaded, 0 outs. But otherwise, we're heading to the top of the 7th, a final opportunity for Leksand to put some runs on the board, as it is 14 for Karlskoga, 6 for Leksand. Welcome back to Örvallen Field here in Sundbyberg. We're now at the top of the 7th inning, the last inning. Final opportunity for Leksand Rättvik to put some runs on the board, 8 runs specifically, and try and tie this game at least with Karlskoga. On the mound, Emil Fagerlund again for Karlskoga, and up to bat, William Brums for Leksand Rättvik. That ball sails over the catcher, evens the count at 1-1. It's been a great day for baseball, very sunny but also quite windy and chilly. So it's been difficult for the players, I think, to stay warmed up, and especially the pitchers have struggled with their command. And that ball is fouled off to the left-hand side. And this has been very evident on the part of the Leksand Rättvik pitchers, who have just walked few too many batters put on base, and Karlskoga has made them pay for that. That ball again is fouled off. Count is still 1-2. Leksand Rättvik has certainly done their best effort at the plate to score 6 runs, but they're going to need to do a lot more in this inning. And that's a strike 3 call by the umpire. So strikeout to get the first out of this top of the 7th inning. Now we have Emil Støyernagel coming up to bat for Leksand Rättvik. And puts a bat on the ball, hits it really high but foul, and the first baseman runs over and makes the play just off screen for the second out. 2 quick outs here, and Leksand Rättvik are down to their final out in this game. Just a reminder, if Leksand Rättvik get this final out and lose the game, they will play right away at 4 p.m. against Sundbyberg Heat for the bronze medal match here in this game, and we will be streaming that game as well for you. Pitch comes in, called a strike by the umpire, and if Karlskoga wins now, they will play again at 7 p.m. on this field, and we will also stream that match against the Stockholm Monarchs for the gold medal game. And a swing and a miss by Liam Carlson. Quick 0-2, down to their last strike. Leksand Rättvik have put up a good fight in this match. And strike 3, that's the game. So the Karlskoga Bats have won this game and moved on to play at the gold medal match. You can look at the players celebrating here. Good effort by Leksand Rättvik. So please join us in the next match, Leksand Rättvik versus the Sundbyberg Heat for the bronze medal game. And we want to thank all the viewers who watched this match. Hopefully we'll see you again in the next matches. And just signing off here from Örvallen Field. See you later.